Now, the third lens that we will introduce comes from another stream of research, and it has to do with how the assumptions, the VABEs that we picked up early in life, shape our behavior. So consider here events in the outside world. Something happens, and those events then come into us. We either see them or don't see them. We're aware of them or we're not aware of them. And we compare them with our own values, assumptions, beliefs, and expectations about the way the world is or should be. You'll notice, if you remember our discussion about problems, that VABEs are basically what we want. And events in the world are basically what we've got. So if there's a gap between the two, a differential between what we want and what we've got in the world, this creates a problem. And the question is, what are we going to do with that? So we make this comparison with our VABEs and our expectations and what's happening in the world, and we jump to conclusions. We reach judgments about, are things okay, not okay? Are things appropriate? Are they inappropriate? Are things proper? Are they improper? These are our level 2 conscious conclusions. Sometimes we reach them so quickly they're almost semi-conscious, and they tend to generate feelings or emotions. So if you don't like what's happening, that is, it's not what you expected, it's not what you believe should happen, it's not according to your value system, you may feel irritation, anger, annoyance, and this will shape your level 1 behavior, that is, the things that you say and do. So if you think about this, we could use our problem-solving model because we have here what we want, what we've got in the events. We compare the difference between the two. If there's no gap, everything's fine. If there's a gap, we have unhappy conclusions. We get frustrated, or we say that's bad behavior, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and we can get anger, frustration, annoyance, and then that shapes the things that we say and do. Now, notice that some of our assumptions may be about what it means to be a good person. That is, we judge ourselves. So humans can observe our own behavior, and we may be judgmental of ourselves when we listen to ourselves saying things or we see ourselves doing things, and we conclude, I'm a bad person. That makes us depressed, and in the extreme cases it could lead to suicide. In more moderate cases it might lead to depression or other kinds of dysfunctional behavior. So this, what we could call the REB model, the Rational-Emotive Behavior Model, rational in the sense that what we have now is a formula with one missing variable. If you want to understand why somebody does something, look at the event that triggered, think about their behavior, and then ask yourself, what was the person believing in order to behave in that way? This is a relatively powerful and simple way of understanding why people do what they do. You can work backwards from their behavior to infer a person's assumptions, and when you understand their level 3 assumptions, then you have ammunition that you might use to help them change what they do.